Hi there, guys, and welcome to the R&C Leather Lounge. She is C.
She is happy.
R, yeah, R, Captain. So there you go. So today we are talking to you about cleaning. So yeah, we have quite an array here. Um, not array, but we have quite an array of products to talk to. Yeah, no rays were harmed in the making of this leather care. So we have quite a selection of different things. It's Some people get overwhelmed and get quite confused with the different sort of products that we have in our range. But the thing is, you can't use an APC or steam to clean leather. We see it so many times. People are, oh, I watered it down. Don't care what you did. Don't use it. It's not designed for leather. I don't care what industry guru in the detailing world or the marine world or the aviation world that says to you, use APC on your leather. They're no good.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It is the worst thing you can do. Even dilute it down. Don't do it. Period. At the end of the day, there's no way you're going to go and see your dentist about having a heart replacement. So don't use the wrong product for your leather. You wouldn't do it on the exterior car or your boat or your plane. Why do you do it on leather, guys? Stop it. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. Over and out. See you around. We're off. Bye. No, actually, let's talk about
Standard one first.
yeah, standard one,
I want to
LRC,
see what.
LRC1. So we've got LRC1 leather cleaner, and then obviously the mousse version in there. Obviously, it's the same product inside here. It's just got a mousse head on it, which gives you the mousse product. Squirt, squirt, shaving foam. Ooh, yeah, great. Good for cleaning all types of pigmented leather. So pigmented leather is this one here. This is a pigmented leather. What that means is this is a genuine grain pigmented. What that means is it's been tanned, whether that's tanned synthetically or chromium tanned, or even veg tanned. And then it's got a paint on the surface. So it has a primer, then a paint, then a clear coat. And that is designed for pigmented leather, which can be like a corrected grain, pigmented leather. It will work on vinyl. It will work on semi-aniline as well. The good thing with this is you can water it down. It's one of the most unique leather cleaners in our industry where you can dilute this if you wanted to. It is brilliant for doing that also. Has a brilliant leather aroma. Cleaning leather, obviously, circular motions, but it works on all types of leathers. Absolutely fantastic. We have different brushes as well. So we have quite a lot of different brushes for doing different tasks. We have the toothbrush. Yeah. So this is great for getting into like little areas where you've got like stitch lines and stuff like that on handbags. This sort of all these are natural horsehair brushes. These are really great for sort of like cleaning, areas, buttonholes and things like that into here. Absolutely perfect for doing things like that. Um, and then obviously we would blow that out with an airline, spray the cleaner into here, and then, agitate into here. Absolutely brilliant for doing stuff like that. We obviously have the Tampico, which is a natural brush. Again, these fibers go soft when they get cleaner on them, but not so soft, but they still give you that little bit of bite to clean. This particular one is our luxury brush. This is the horsehair luxury brush. This is fantastic, super, super soft and luxurious. Then we have the synthetic fiber, what we call the Brucal. This is a synthetic fiber to represent the Tampico, as you can clearly see, designed to represent the Tampico. Very, very, very similar when you look at them. And then we have the bamboo cleaning pad. These are absolutely fantastic. What you don't want to use is one of these scrub pads. They are very, very bad. The thing is, this, I don't know whether you can even hear that. Listen. And you hear how rough that sounds. But then you hear the difference. Very, very little difference. There's a huge difference. There's very little noise coming from the bamboo one. So obviously this has a microfiber on one side, and then this is like a form of plastic on the other side. It's like a thermoplastic material. So these actually create, like with the hook and loop sort of systems, they can create damage. A lot of people, I see them
It's like
clean.
Velcro.
Yeah, it's literally like a Velcro. So we people see people cleaning steering wheels with these, and they're like, look at the amount of dirt that's come off. And all you can see is black paint on the damn thing. So yeah, there you go. This is the most basic cleaning tool, the best one in the industry, what she's going to show you. Oh, Look at that one.
The magic
Yeah.
eraser.
Don't get it anywhere near the leather, whatever you do.
Do
It's
not do not
plain
use the
water.
magic eraser.
Plain water, it's
It's
not
not
gin.
magic. It's not
No.
going to erase anything off
Well, it is
leather
very
apart
magic.
from colour.
No, no, yes, it's very magic. It actually takes all the colour off the surface for you. So removes all the clear coat, makes all the colour disappear. It's actually really magic. Its name fits it perfectly. Magic eraser. Magic's the paint away into oblivion. So yeah, it works. The thing is with this, it's a very abrasive product. So, and again, you could sort of hear same thing. Very, very abrasive. So it's great for exfoliating. Yeah, ideal for that. Exfoliator, brilliant for that. Definitely these, no, bin. Don't want to use them. Definitely don't want to put them anywhere near leather. They're okay on like hard plastics and vinyls, as long as the vinyl hasn't been coloured previously. If it's been coloured, it's going to strip that colour off. So, they're great on hard plastics and stuff like that. Yeah, they're an ideal product for those particular areas.
Move on to cloths.
Yeah, we can do, or we can go on to other cleaners. It's entirely up to you.
Let's go cloths. Seeing as we've done.
You're the boss. If I don't do as I'm told, I get fired. So you've got to be careful with that. Yeah.
So cloths, once you've applied your leather cleaner either directly or you can apply it to your brush, you need to wipe it away. You need to wipe the dirt away before it dries back on and you're back to square one. So we prefer to use our bamboo towel. So the reflection's not showing that very well. Bamboo towel, which we do in a single pack, and we also do in a 3-pack. They're very soft, made of bamboo, as you heard, and they're just brilliant. They absorb all the dirt, all the liquid that's left excess on the surface, and wipe it away very, very, very nicely. Mittens.
Hello, I'm a little mitten. So yes, bamboo as well. I'll let you do the bamboo talk and where we use those. Actually, they're not released yet. This is something that's not released yet. We are just about to get all these cards and things made. We're trying to fathom out a system similar to these, but we want it a little bit better than what these are. Obviously, everything here is eco-friendly. It's eco-friendly cardboard, eco-friendly bamboo. They're antimicrobial of the bamboo products. Obviously, they're from a sustainable source, so we checked these out before we had them made, sort of like, from the sort of like the equivalent of the UK with like the FSC sort of thing. So they're from a specific farm that we got those from. We got, we made sure that we got all the certifications and licenses from China for that before we had them made. Same with the actual mitts also.
Yeah, so these little guys are very useful. They are super, super soft. They're even softer actually than the actual towel. They're super soft because they're refined fibers on the end. We use these a lot for handbags. We use these also on jackets. They're really handy for when you need to be proper touchy-feely and getting into little nooks and crannies. So lots of pockets and things on handbags. These are ideal to get in and around your little tight areas that you can't get to with a bundled up cloth or a brush. So perfect. You get your little fingers in there and you can fit them wherever you want them.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with them is as well that let's sort of have a little bit of a chat about brushes. Obviously, cleaning leather, we all know we use brushes. There's some people out there that'll slate the brush. We're not slating it, but we're just telling you that factually, these are wrong for leather. Some people say, factually, these are wrong for leather. These aren't actually wrong if you use them correctly. Unfortunately, there is no correct way to use these because they will always take off the surface coating, irrespective. Now, with these, you should only need to clean the leather once with a brush. With something like a Bruco or a Tampico, you can clean it as many times as you like with a horsehair brush, as many times as you like. These are designed to do leather where it's cleaned deep into a very heavy graining. Clean it over, but once it's cleaned over once and it's protected, then you can swap over to things like a bamboo pad and use a bamboo pad or a much softer brush if you wish. Other sort of things that create like a lot of damage on leather is this here, microfiber. people use them, and you should never use a microfiber on leather. The way these are made with the sort of fibers, they're sort of split on the ends. The higher the number of splits on the end, the more static charge this creates as you drag it across your hand. So that static charge abrades the clear coat surface that's sat on the surface of your leather. That clear coat, let me advise you, that clear coating that's sat on the surface of your leather is around about 5 to 10 microns maximum in thickness. The actual paint on an automotive seat is around about 20 microns. The clear coat is around about 5 microns on an automotive. So you've got about 25 microns you're dealing with. This is a sheet of paper. This is like an 80 grams sheet of paper. That is a standard piece of paper you get in an office, right? That is 100 microns. That is how thin the clear coat and the paint is that you're dealing with on leather. So just bear that in mind, guys. Sorry about the shaking. I'm just putting my piece of paper back so I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just going to ramble on to a tangent.
Yeah. Which is important because it proves you have to protect when you've cleaned. Every time you clean, you need to use protection cream or leather guard afterwards, and that makes it a whole lot easier to clean next time. It protects the surface. It leaves a barrier. This one does especially leaves a barrier on the top so that the dirt can't penetrate into the colour, into your leather, and do damage in the future.
So yeah, this with the leather guard, I'd spray that on with a spray gun. So rather than putting a spray head on here, because it's a polymer coating, I would spray this on with a spray gun. The thinner the coating that you put on, the better the protection is. With anything that we produce, less is more. So the less you put on, the more realistic it's going to be. The less you put on, the better the protection and the coating is going to be. Obviously, put that on first and then this over the top. So leather guard and then protection cream sits over the top if you wish to give it a double protector. So regard your leather guard as like a ceramic, and then your protection cream is like a topper, but never put a ceramic on because you actually stop the breathability of the material. And the leather can't breathe from top to bottom because at the end of the day, we all know, we see these ceramic coating guys selling you a ceramic coating. There's a nice big chunk of clear ceramic here. And they're look how clear this is. Look how solid it is. It's like concrete. This is the protection you're getting on your paint. If that was a ceramic that they're putting on your leather, it's just going to crack, isn't it? So it's not a ceramic they're actually selling you. They're selling you a form of coating.
Next, cleaners, vinyl. We do a specific cleaner for vinyl, and it's really, really good. It works really well on marine vinyl too. Very, very, very well. So if you know you've got vinyl, which is what we've got here, there's a few different ways to tell, which Richard will explain.
So yeah, there's different ways you can tell whether you've got leather or vinyl. The only sure way to tell is actually setting fire to it, but please don't do that to your customer's car.
The cleaner is not that good.
Yeah, no, you don't want to set fire to the cleaner. You don't want to set fire to the leather either.
It's not going to clean off flames.
No, so you definitely, it might put them out, but we didn't tell you to set fire to your client's interior at all. No claims here. Sorry, guys, send them somewhere else, but not to me. So yeah, that is really the only way you can tell leather apart from vinyl, because obviously the leather is naturally fire retardant, whereas vinyl is obviously a plastic, it's crude oil, same as a microfiber, same as the sort of scrub pad, they're all made of sort of crude oil at the end of the day. So they're all a form of plastic. With this one, if you press it in, it'll go into a round. If you rub your finger along it, the grain, if it was genuine leather, would like concave in from each side. It's going to sort of filter through a bit like this and follow your finger as you run it down it. Like I say, the only surefire way is to literally set fire to it. I do the jokes around it. I keep telling her this. So yeah, that's the only way you can sort of really do it, is to actually set fire to it, unfortunately, to get a proper way around doing it.
Or if you can get to see the back of it.
Yeah, see the back.
The backs are very, very different.
Very, very different on the back, as you can clearly see. They will have a foam on. And again, if you look through here, you can sort of see the back. Let me just tear that open, actually, and I can show you. And you can sort of see the back there. It's very fabricy, as you can see. You can see all the sort of lines, the way it's made, all these sort of lines. Very, very fabricy indeed, compared to something like a genuine leather item. As you can see here, it's very much like a suede. So yeah, that is, that's why they wore them. You see, cavemen wore leather items to keep them nice and warm. So yeah, it suits my colour. Suits my colour. So there you go. So cleaners and things. There's many different ways to clean. It depends on the type of leather that you're dealing with, really. There's just so many different ways you can sort of clean leather. You obviously get semi-aniline as well. That's where you could maybe use, like, say, the luxury leather cleaner or the aniline leather cleaner. So semi-aniline is a aniline leather that then has a clear coating on the surface with a small amount of pigmentation paint into the clear coat to make you a semi-aniline finish. Whereas a pigmented leather item is fully painted and then a solid clear coat on the surface. That is the difference between the two. There are plenty of videos over on the LRC YouTube channel that will help you do that. Obviously, if you do need help with anything with leather, then you know where we are. It is help@leatherrepaircompany.com, and we are here to help. You can hop on our website, leatherrepaircompany.com. Obviously, there's a WhatsApp on there. You can send messages and pictures that way, send little videos that way. We can help diagnose any problem that you've got. As with always with LRC, it doesn't matter whose products you are using. We are here to help you. I don't care what competing companies' products you use. Please come to us for help. If you're not getting help, we are here to help you. We will solve your problems. And at the end of the day, if you are getting help from our competitors, which we hope you are, because we've got some amazing, wonderful competitors out there, maybe a second opinion might help you to see what they're telling you is absolutely fantastically correct, or maybe a different sort of aspect of how to restore it. Maybe we've got a different technique and a different method, and maybe joining the two together works perfectly for you. But yeah, whatever. We're here to help you at the end of the day. So, aniline leather cleaners. So, this is your aniline. You can see it's very, very different to the pigmented, as you can clearly see. Let me show you close up. You can see that. Let that focus in. Get my ugly mutt out the way. Can you see that? She's trying to peer around the corner. You see that? Yeah.
So to see if you can see it.
Yeah. So that's your aniline. Now, the aniline is a very, very absorbent material. So if I just do a quick demonstration here, wet my finger, put it onto the leather, and you can see how it's gone darker. Rub it, and it won't. It's soaked in. That is how you're going to tell your aniline leather to a pigmented leather. Because if we do the same thing on here, soak my finger, put it on it, it's actually doing nothing. As you can see, it's just sat on the surface because it's obviously got a paint with a clear coat on the surface. So it's not going to actually soak in or do anything like that. So again, with them, personally with an aniline, I wouldn't spray directly onto the actual leather surface itself. I would spray into a cloth, or in fact, very soft cloth or a bamboo pad. Bear in mind, your aniline is a very delicate, it's top grain. It's like the outside layer, like this. I would probably use bamboo pad or a very soft, horsehair brush like our luxury brush, and rub that over the surface and then wipe away any dirt. One of the sort of main tips with aniline is you've got to clean the whole surface. Whereas with a pigmented item, you could clean the base of a seat and not the back if it wasn't dirty. You could get away with that. Whereas with aniline, you couldn't do that because you need to clean the full thing right the way through, especially where you've got stains, because you need to push those stains right to the outside edges to get the stains all the way out and push them completely out. So that is obviously one of the sort of disadvantages of like an aniline. That also goes for suede and nubuck. Same principles. We've then got to push that stain right the way out. Obviously, with your suede and nubuck, you can use rubbers and erasers and all those sort of things to help you sort of remove stains and grease and grime. So what else have we got?
Pads. I was just going to say the pads, by the way, come in a pack of 5. Soon they are going to be in a pack of 6. We're selling through of the 5s, and then the 6s are on their way very, very, very soon.
Yeah, there's obviously, we've got 5 different colours. So these obviously this is quite unique. So if you are in the detailing industry or are in the house cleaning industry, or just buy these to clean things at home, because these are great for cleaning kitchens. They're great for windows. They're great for yeah, work surfaces, bug removal on the front of cars and stuff like that, windshields. This actually removes, those silly things that people go around using, those vapes because they think they're cool. Sorry if I've insulted you all, but hey, there's no filter here. Um, this is great for getting rid of all that sticky residue that you get from the vapes that go all on your interior, especially on the glass. These are all color coded on the outside edges. So this particular one is blue. And as you can see, we have like a grey one, we have like a green one, we have an orange one, and there's a
pink one,
little pink one up there. And now we've got, is it a black one?
Yes.
With a black outside edge as well. So you've got 6 different color coded pads so that you can use them specifically for each different surface. If you wanted one just for windows, you can use your blue. If you wanted one just for the leather, you could use a grey. If you wanted one for the outside of the car, you could use green, and so on and so forth. So it just depends where you want to keep them for different, sort of parts of the interior of a car, if it's a car that you do, or different parts of a boat. So, if you wanted one for the kitchen, one for the bathroom, one for the stateroom, one for a bedroom, one for a galley, all those sort of things, you can do that as well. So again, same with the plane, different one for interiors, for the cockpit, for the kitchen, to the bathrooms. You've got different pads for different areas, guys. Very, very handy. So they're color coded. So yeah, and I mean they work on any surface.
Handy hook for drying.
Oh, yes. Handy hook for drying. So you can hang these up in. If you've got a van, mobile unit, just hang them up. You can wash them in the washing machine. They have full instructions on the label as well. Same with the bamboo pads, full instructions. Bamboo mitts, sorry. Bamboo cloths, full instructions as well. So yeah, they're all machine washable, just naturally dry, and that's it. I think cleaning wise, there's a lot of, especially with handbags and stuff like that. One thing we've sort of found out as well, we have an ink and stain remover. Now, if you get ink on things, obviously it can be very problematic to get that ink drawn out. And I don't care who the company is, you can't ever guarantee that you're going to remove the ink. And in a lot of cases, you're going to take some of the surface color out and it's going to result in a color restoration. Now, where we have found the ink and stain remover is a phenomenal product as well. But where we found it really works exceptionally well, even though it works fantastically on leather, but where it works exceptionally well is actually on the fabrics on the inside of a handbag. We recently had a course, doing a handbag course, because we run handbag courses as well for the fashion industry. And the people that were on this course used it to clean the insides of the handbags, and it was absolutely astonishing. It removed every trace of ink, and one of the attendees actually used it to remove all the makeup that was on the inside of the handbag as well. It literally just took it out in a flash, just like that, and it was gone in no time. So it actually works to remove all the makeup and stuff like that also.
I think we're about there. There's for the aniline leather and pigmented leather, we do the kits. We do an aniline kit and a leather pigmented care kit. We do lots of other care kits as well. We do a biker jacket care kit, a leather jacket care kit, a handbag care kit.
Yeah, so if you're maybe a shop or something like that, it doesn't matter, any sort of country in the world, if you're looking to stock the products, if you wanted to look at stocking things, these are great little handy things to put on the shelf. It takes away some of the confusion sometimes because people sort of look at all our products and think, blimey, which leather cleaner do I need? Well, you need this one right here because, that is simply for aniline leather. That is exactly what you need. So in there, you've obviously got, what is it you got in there? You got
in the aniline one, you have the aniline cleaner.
Is it the protection cream? Protection cream. Yeah.
And a handy little sponge and cloth. So the cloth, obviously, for wiping away the cleaner.
Yep.
And your sponge is for applying the protection cream. Best way to do that, very, very thinly, put it on the sponge, scrunch it up just a little bit so you're not blobbing it on, and then just wipe it gently over, leave it to soak in. If there's any excess, then take that off when you've finished. And Bob's your uncle. All done. Lovely, lovely protected handbag, jacket, whatever you've got. So the kits are there. They look great in shops. They're a great little present actually for people that have got everything. What are you going to get them? You buy them something that's pretty disposable. So these kits are really good if you're buying your wife a new handbag for Christmas. No hints, don't want one really.
No. Not getting one anyway.
Same with jackets. Husband's getting a jacket.
I want a new Ferrari for Christmas. Hello. Yeah. She's going to buy me a bloody toy, isn't she? Yeah.
So I think we've kind of covered it. If you need any help at all with any cleaning tips on anything, we'll cover Suede and Nubuck in another one, or else we'd be here all evening. Any hints and tips of cleaning any kind of leather, whatever it is on, desktops, anything, just anything at all.
Even gloves, leather gloves.
With us, send us some photos or comment wherever you see this video, and we will definitely help you.
Yeah. And again, if you do not feel comfortable talking to me and you want to talk to C, she is here to help you. Pick up the phone if you want to jump on a Zoom call with her to get some questions answered. She has as much knowledge as I do. She is here to help you. And if you don't want to talk to her, you're going to have to just put up with me. Simple as that, isn't it? See what I mean? She's laughing at me now. So, it's obviously, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you do. If you're stuck, please, just pick up that phone. Let's hook up on a Zoom call. We are here to help you solve your problems. And if you don't end up buying our products and you've got something else, magic. We've just solved your problem. That's what it's all about. We are here to solve your leather problems at the Leather Lounge, hence our couch in the Leather Lounge. So, yeah, that is another session. That is episode 2. We hope you found it useful. If we're rambling on, please tell us in the comments, and we will change how we do things, because we learn by listening to you, the customer. And that is how we're going to learn and grow, is by listening to you. If you have specific questions, please put them below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like, follow, and share our videos. That is our shameful plug for the day. So I think we've covered everything. So yes, please, if you have questions, please email them over. Please WhatsApp them over. Let's jump on a Zoom call. Just ask those questions here in YouTube. Ask the questions here on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that we post this, LinkedIn, Twitter. Oh, sorry, Elon, X. Wherever it is that we post it, Blue Sky, wherever it is that we go. What's the other one? TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. Threads, Tumblr, Pinterest. We literally use all of them. Wherever we post this, wherever you see it, please subscribe, please like, please share, and most importantly, ask those questions. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me, please talk to her, and vice versa. That is what we're here for. So that is episode 2 about cleaning. If it isn't what you expected, please tell us so we can learn and help you further with episode 3. Now, I'm not quite sure what we're talking about in episode 3, but let me just step outside for a moment. I'm going to leave her here. I'm going to tell you what we're doing in episode 3. So, she's meant to be talking.
I'm not talking.
So she's not talking. So episode 3, let's have a look. Cracks. Sticky cracks. Okay, sticky cracks. So, yeah, we are dealing with sticky or cracked leather. So we're going to fix your problem with sticky cracked leather. So there you go. That is episode 3, coming up next Monday, 4 p.m. BST, British summertime. Remember that, please. Work out the clocks in your country. We will post up the times that it is going to be posted in to varying countries around the world, but it is 4 p.m. British summertime at this moment until our clocks change, and then obviously it's going to be whatever it is. I don't know, because I'm slightly dyslexic.
Most other people change their clocks as well.
Yeah, most other people change their clocks, so yeah, it'll change slightly. So is there anything else you could think of? I think something like this, with this particular couch, this is something that we get asked quite a fair bit about cleaning. With this, like I say, I would spray into here. I would have an airline as well with a soft attachment on it. I would blow all the dust out of these originally on this Chesterfield style couch. Spray your cleaner into here like this. Squirt, 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 squirt. Into the end. Rubber dubber dubber in here like this, get a nice like lava foam sort of going, and then wipe away with a cloth. Again, pleats and things, please open these because they have pleats here. Make sure you open the pleat and clean deep down here because grit and grime can get into those areas. A little tip before we go, we try to keep this to 30 minutes, and I'm waffling on now because we are at exactly 30 minutes. Obviously, dealing with a car interior, make sure you blow the car interior leather off with a blower attachment or something like that on the end of an airline on your compressor, or a tornador or something like that before you begin. Then obviously use a vacuum with a soft brush attachment and hoover away. Because if you don't have a soft brush attachment, this is what happens. You end up with no hair. So, I know. So there you go. So I think we have covered everything. A couple of little tips there. Aniline, again, wipe that down. I would wipe it down with either a dry bamboo, or terry towel type cloth. This is like a white face flannel terry towel type cloth. Wipe it
and wet the full panel.
Yeah, wipe it down dry first of all to remove any dust and things on the surface. Again, vacuum off with a vacuum with a soft brush attachment, and then just wet. Like she says, wet the whole surface. Very, very simple with an aniline. Wet the whole surface, definitely.
And don't force dry aniline either.
No, you don't want to dry anything. Force dry any leather, really. To be fair. Obviously, if you try to force dry an aniline where you sort of cleaned it, you could end up with a bigger tide mark than what you were trying to get out in the first place. So never ever force dry it. Try to clean away from direct sunlight as well if you possibly can, especially with the car interior. Please take it to a shade and do it, because the thing is, the temperature of the leather. You could have maybe sort of like a 30 degrees outside, 80, 90, depending on what country you're in, whether you're Fahrenheit or centigrade. So that means the leather is probably going to be double that temperature. So the last thing you want is to be spraying the cleaner directly onto the leather that could be maybe like 160 or even 60 or 70. Is really, really, really hot. It's going to be so hot you could shock the leather. So you've got to be very careful you don't shock it and sort of cause shrinkage or problems with the leather where it's got too much cooling going on in one time or another. So you've got to be very, very careful of that. So I think that is everything. My throat is going. She's probably saying, please keep quiet for once and rest your voice, love. That'd be very nice if you don't mind. So there you go. Normally it's me saying that to her. So till tomorrow, I am R.
I'm C.
And we are the Leather Lounge at the Leather Repair Company. Anything you need to know about leather, please ask us. We're here to help.
And we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next week. Over and out, guys. See you around. Ciao.
Bye.